all you need to know about Indian Judicial Services Examination and preparation test. And firstly, before we start off, I would definitely like to welcome our esteemed speaker, Mr. Sunil Kumar Tiwari. So thank you so much for joining us here.
Thank
And
you,
I
ma'am.
would I would
Thank you
request
for
you to
inviting me here. And
my pleasure, sir. I would request you to please brief about yourself and tell us about your introduction. All would love to know about it.
my name is Sunil Tiwari, and I am a teacher in one of the best academy in Delhi for India Judicial Services, where you can prepare for Indian Judicial Services, various for various state like Delhi, UP, all over India.
Right. So I like to start off the session with a lot of questions are coming here from the students. And as I mentioned them that this webinar is going to be very interesting because this is a kind of topic that I think, is very rare that people have talked, spoke about in webinars. And it is this exam is I think it is considered one of the toughest exams if I'm not wrong, sir. Is
Yes,
it?
one of the.
So, sir, just starting off with this initial question, why it is like considered as one of the toughest exams? We hear of law, judiciary. Why it is that?
Well, you can say it's one of the very toughest. It's one of the toughest exams in India because it has three stages like UPSC: uh, prelims, mains, and interview. Where prelims is qualifying, and mains where you can, which is a descriptive exam where you can, where you are get. Where, I'm not recalling. Uh, where you get questions from various like civil, criminal, and you have to write the answers, and then you go for a viva voice interview.
Right. So, I think that explains or gives a proper reason why it is considered as one of the toughest exams. And so, just curious to know about this exam. What exactly is this exam all about? As we are not very well aware of judiciary exams, so who all can sit and what exactly is this exam about?
Look, Indian Judicial Services exams gives you an opportunity to get into a very prestigious and respectful job in India, where you can where you join as a judge and provide justice to the people of our country. And this job, I can say, comes with lots of power, but with responsibility as well. So you have to, like, unbiased. You have to be unbiased, and you should be aware of laws, or I can say, if you are choose a state, like if you are choosing Delhi or UP, you have to aware about all the laws of the state.
Right. Sir, you yourself have studied law. I could see you have done
Actually, you are
criminology.
not audible. You are not audible.
Am I audible now, sir?
Ha. Yes, yes.
Okay. So, sir, we could see that you yourself have studied law, criminology to be specific. So,
Yes.
sir, what was your motivation, or I would say, how did you take up this? And it's a difficult thing that you are now teaching. So, I think that's a big thing. So, sir, how did you take this up, and what motivates you?
Actually, I love law. If I can say, I love to talk about law in sections. I love to talk about laws, and whenever I go somewhere, like if I go to watch a movie, I do not watch a movie. I see law there. I see law only. I see their law or nothing else. And one of you can say, if there is anything in this world, there is a law behind this. If you are watching a TV, there is a law, because when you purchased it, you paid tax, and when you watch it, you pay for it, right? So, which what motivates me is like, I can see law everywhere. I see law everywhere. That what motivates me for get into this profession, and that's all. What motivates
Right.
me.
I think there are a lot of students, sir, who would like to who would resemble this, and I think they could draw similar kind of thing, that motivation that you have mentioned. Right. Sir, I like to take some questions that are coming here from students. So one of the questions, sir, that we are getting here live on YouTube is, ideally, how much time is required to prepare for this exam, PCSJ? And how many months, or rather, I would say, how many hours per day? What exactly, sir, should be
How much
the schedule?
time you
Yes, sir.
need to prepare? How much time you need to prepare? It depends. I should rather I should mention a specific time or months or year. I think I should say it depends students to students or person to person. But if you are really preparing for judicial services, it will take around minimum 6 months. If I can say minimum 6 months, because you have to prepare for majorly 5 acts, which is constitutional, civil procedure code, criminal procedure code, then Indian penal code. They will take uh, approx 3 to 4 months, and then some minor acts like specific relief act and partnership act.
Okay. So, sir, as you mentioned, that it takes around 6 months time, right, for preparation.
Minimum but
Minimum.
if someone is like Vivekanand, Swami Vivekanand, if someone is like Vivekanand, so he can or she can prepare in less time.
Right. So, now we are also getting questions here. Like Shubhangi wants to know, can we start our preparation from college level? Is that the
Yes,
right
yes,
time?
you should. I can say you should prepare from your college days, because all we do in our college days just roaming around everywhere and say everyone, I'm a lawyer, I'm a lawyer. That, but it's not good. You should prepare for your future. You should prepare for your future. Like if you want to be a judge, you should prepare from your first year, from the very first beginning of your where you find yourself, you are into law. You have to prepare.
Right. So, just adding on to that same question, how, like, if they're coming from college level, they want to start from college level. So, what exactly should be the step-by-step procedure for, moving ahead?
First you should know for which state, because it's state specific exam. It's a state specific exam, and first choose your state. And if you choose one state, like if you choose Uttar Pradesh, like I'm taking example of Uttar Pradesh. If you choose Uttar Pradesh as your career option, or you want to be a judge there in UP, then first take a look over the syllabus, what syllabus they want. Like UP Judicial Services mostly ask for general knowledge, general studies. It's a space, or I can say, if you are good at law, it will give you number in Uttar Pradesh. But what will give you a selection in general studies. And step for you, just take a book and read it, and whenever you have a doubt, go to your teacher, ask. And first thing which I can say, write. Right, anything you read, write. Anything you read, write. Until you become a judge, right.
Right. Sir, you did mention about states, which is, I think, one of the very important thing to do. First is to choose the state. Sir, what factors determine how the students will choose a particular state? What are the factors that help them?
As I mentioned earlier, it's a state specific job, right? It's a state specific job. I'm talking about lower judicial services, civil judge junior division. Okay, then you have to first choose I have a suggestion. first choose your own home state, because you have already prepared for one of the most frequently asked question, like why you want to be a judge in like if you are giving exam or into an interview of Gujarat Judicial Services or Maharashtra Judicial Services, they will surely ask you why you want to be a judge in Maharashtra. And when you choose your own state, you have answer, sir, I belong from here and I know the people of Maharashtra or Gujarat, Delhi very well. I know this place, so I can serve here very better than other state.
Right, absolutely. I could see, sir, some more questions. Like Karma wants to know, after completing BA LLB, can we appear for judiciary without having 3 years of experience?
Yes, you can. Yes, 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 yes. Generally, I can say if you are done your LLB or BLLB or BBLLB from any university which is recognized from UGC, okay, you can prepare for Indian Judicial Services and get into it.
Right,
But
absolutely.
some state, like if I can say Rajasthan gives you an opportunity where you can appear in your finals. When you are in your final year, you can apply for uh, uh, Rajasthan Judicial Services, and India's youngest judge is from Rajasthan Judicial Services. If I'm not wrong, it's Mayank Pratap Singh, if I'm not wrong, at the age of 21 year.
Right. So just adding another part to this question, there are a lot of students who are from Maharashtra, I could see here, who are also here from Bangalore, who are already studying law. So they want to know about Telangana judicial exams and for Maharashtra, like how can they study over there and what are the concepts?
These states are language specific. First, you have to, if you are read and write their language, you can appear for the exam. There is no formula. If you can read and write, like if you can read for Maharashtra, like for Maharashtra, if you can read Marathi, if you can write Marathi, you can appear in the exam. Or if you can speak Marathi, because they can ask in interview, I believe that they can ask anything from you. So if you can read and write any language, you can appear.
Right. Thank you, sir, for that answer. I'd like to take some more questions. Sir, you spoke about selection procedure. You spoke about the states. Sir, what exactly
actually,
is?
you are not audible.
Sir, am I audible now?
Yes.
All right. So, sir, we spoke about states. We spoke about the exam. Coming to the selection procedure for this exam, sir, how difficult is the selection procedure, and what exactly is the procedure for selection?
Selection procedure is very similar to the UPSC. First, you have to prepare for prelims, then for mains, and then for Viva wise. Look, there is this 3 stages, and you have to prepare different from all the stages. First, if any student preparing for Judicial Services Examination, he or she has to write every day an answer of a mains question. Like अगर मैं बोलता हूँ, ठीक है, तो आपको डेली का एक आंसर लिखना है मेंस का, 1 या 2 आंसर, जो भी आपने स्टेट चूज किया है, आप उसका आंसर लिखिए. ओके. और जब भी नोटिफिकेशन है, ठीक है, prepare for prelims. And while you are preparing for these 2, you are already prepared. You are already prepared for interview. Sorry, you are already prepared for interview, because when you get knowledge, you are adapting attitude of for that exam. Like if you are learning law, you come to know that you are आई कैन से कि धीरे धीरे ना आप अनबायस्ड होते चले जाते हो. जैसे जैसे आप लॉ पढ़ते हो ना, धीरे धीरे बहुत अनबायस्ड होते चले जाते हो, क्योंकि जज एक जुडिशियल सर्विसेज एक ऐसी जॉब है जज जिसको कि अनबायस्ड होना चाहिए और किसी भी आपको किसी भी चीज से बायस्ड नहीं होना, ठीक है, वेदर इट बी अ लैंग्वेज और आई कैन से religion or caste system, you have to be unbiased. Okay, so the main thing I can say for a judicial services examination, you have to be very sure for your mains examination. Okay, mains examinations के अंदर आप जितना अच्छा परफॉर्म करोगे, जितना अच्छा परफॉर्म करोगे मेंस एग्जामिनेशन के अंदर, उतना ही आपके चांसेस इंक्रीज होंगे आपके जुडिशियल सर्विसेज में जाने के, जज बनने के।
Right. So thank you, sir, for that answer. I'll move to some more questions that I'm getting here. Okay, so I see another question. Is it possible for a civil judge to become a judge of Supreme Court?
Is it possible to be a civil judge to be a judge of Supreme Court? It is, I can say, next to impossible. I can say it's next to impossible because there is a different selection. But हाँ, yes, I can say कि बन सकते हैं. Yes, you can be, but it is next to impossible because there is a different selection criteria. Okay, you can be a judge of Supreme Court without getting into the lower judiciary or higher judiciary. You can directly appoint like I'm not remembering the name of a judge. Justice, I think Indra Banerjee, if I'm not wrong, Justice Indra, वो डायरेक्ट अपॉइंट हुई थी सुप्रीम कोर्ट में, बहुत से ऐसे जज हैं, बट यू कैन, बट इट्स नेक्स्ट टू इम्पॉसिबल टू बी अ जज ऑफ सुप्रीम कोर्ट फ्रॉम अ सिविल जज जूनियर डिवीजन.
Right. Okay, so I'll take another question coming from Kriti. If I'm taking specialization in corporate, in that case, can I give judiciary exam?
Yes, you can. You can. LLM doesn't matter. LLM will give you an edge. I can say LLM will give you an edge and an extra question in interview as well. They can like grab you. They can grab you and ask questions from you. Which subject are there in your first semester or second semester? You have to answer them. So just make sure about while mentioning that you are a LLM student or anywhere कि like आपने अगर बोला LLM तो बहुत श्योर रहिए, बिकॉज ये आपको एज तो देगा, बट ये आपके लिए एक एक्स्ट्रा क्वेश्चंस भी खड़ा कर देता है ना वहां पे कि आपके एलएलएम के वो कुछ भी पूछ सकते हैं देन आपके एलएलएम में. कॉर्पोरेट से अगर आपने पढ़ा एलएलएम तो फिर वो आपसे पूछेंगे वहां से.
Right. Thank you, sir, for that answer. Moving to some other question, a very important question is, sir, eligibility criteria. What exactly is the eligibility criteria for sitting in this exam?
Generally, I can say LLB, BA LLB from a recognized university. That's it. To be a judge in Judicial Services Examination.
So, sir, as you mentioned that they can start preparing during the college level. So, I see another question from Harshi that can they start preparing from the school level also?
From the school level also, it's not possible. Practically, it's not possible. You can read. You can read law, okay, but you can prepare for LLB from your school days. Yes, you can prepare your mind. Yes, it is right. You can prepare your mind for judiciary that like I want to get into judicial services examination like that, but it's not possible to like prepare for judicial services examination from your school days. You can set your mind only.
Right. So coming to another very important question, if we talk about the syllabus or standard of the exam, so what exactly is the syllabus that they need to prepare for this exam?
Syllabus, I have already mentioned, it's a state specific exam. Okay, तो syllabus depends of which state you are preparing. First thing, some laws are common, like I have already mentioned 5 names of like constitution, and then civil procedure code, and then criminal procedure code, Indian evidence act. IPC की अगर मैं बात करूं तो IPC जैसे बिहार में नहीं पूछते हैं, ओके, बिहार में IPC की बात नहीं करते हैं, बट अगर मैं और स्टेट्स की बात करूं तो ये 5 जो मैंने नाम लिए हैं इनके लॉज के, ये तो मैंडेटरी हैं. उसके बाद there are some local laws which is state specific, like if you are preparing for Delhi Judicial Services, it's like Delhi Rent Control Act, Rajasthan Rent Control Act, and then UP land laws. And if you are preparing for Madhya Pradesh Judicial Services, there is MP Land Revenue Act. There are some local laws. It's not a straight jacket formula for every state. You have to choose your state. Like I can say that yes, there is a one formula. If you are preparing for for Uttar Pradesh, okay, I'm talking about North India. If you are preparing for Uttar Pradesh, you are already prepared for Uttarakhand, and for MP and Jharkhand, and somehow for Bihar also. And if you are preparing for Delhi Judicial Services, somehow you are already prepared for Haryana Judicial Services.
All right. So since you did mention about the syllabus and what exactly do they need to prepare. Sir, is there any particular books or materials that students can get hold of and that helps them in preparation? Is there anything like that?
Yes. For us, for the syllabus, first thing, whenever any state, can you give me just 2 minutes?
Sure, sir. Sure, please.
Just give me 2 minutes.
Right, sir. Okay. So I think sir will be back in a minute. And meanwhile, just let me tell all of you that you can still post your queries here. And I think a lot of queries we have been answering here in this session regarding this particular exam. And I do see a lot of queries here. So we'll try and take all of your queries coming here in the Q&A section. But I would request all of you, you are putting your queries over there. Please put your queries in the Q&A section. Okay, I think sir is here.
Sorry, Bhagshi.
Yes, sir. No, that's absolutely fine, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we were talking about the books and materials.
There are some books which gives you a knowledge of a syllabus, like there is a book of singles, from which you get an idea, because I can say syllabus time to time change hota rehta hai. Indian Judicial Services is like time, it changes. So you cannot rely whenever any state gives notification, they will give you the knowledge about the syllabus. I can say कि syllabus जो भी है वो आपको, जैसे सिंगल्स की एक बुक है, वहां से आपको syllabus मिल जाता है, ठीक है. बट जब भी कोई भी स्टेट है वो नोटिफिकेशन निकालता है तो उसके अंदर भी वहां पर अवेलेबल होता है सारा सिलेबस. बट हाँ, सिंगल्स की बुक आती है जो कि आपको प्रिपेयर करा देगी और सिलेबस जनरल आइडिया दे सकती है कि हाँ ये एक सिलेबस होता है. This is all about.
Right. Sir, are there any previous year questions or mock papers? ऐसा भी कुछ है? Is there something like that that they can get hold of?
Yes. There are some books. You can refer for previous year questions. Like if you are preparing for Delhi Judicial Service, you can refer Vinay Kumar Gupta and OP Tripathi. एंड सिंगल्स की कंबाइंड बुक आती है सिंगल्स की, जो कि सारे स्टेट्स का जिसके अंदर होता है, और आप वो बुक परचेज कर सकते हैं कहीं से. वहां पे आपको प्रीवियस ईयर सारे स्टेट्स के मिल जाते हैं. और अगर आपको स्टेट स्पेसिफिक लेना है तो फिर वो आपको देखना पड़ेगा बुक स्टोर पे जाके, स्टेट स्पेसिफिक. बट दीज आर सम जनरल बुक्स.
Right. So I'd like to take some more questions that I could see here. Okay, I'll take this question from Bhumi. Is it necessary to do LLB through flat exam?
No, if you are get into judiciary, it doesn't matter from where you have done your LLB. It doesn't matter.
Right. I'll take quickly another one or two questions that I could see. Okay. How to remember IPC sections easily, sir?
How to remember sections? Just read it and read it, and yes, make your own ideas. Like suppose name of your friend and apply into a section. Like one of my friend has a roll number 52. I have already mentioned 52 in IPC, and I think it's good faith. It defines good faith. General explanation define good faith. तो you can like ऐसे आप कर सकते हैं कि किसी अपने वे आपको बनाने पड़ेंगे कुछ. बट अगर मैं बात करूँ कि कैसे आपको जो सेक्शंस है उनको लर्न करना है, याद करना है, तो उसके लिए आपको जो भी एक बार पूरा सेक्शन आपको पढ़ना है, देन उसके बाद आप इंडेक्स देखिए, फर्स्ट चैप्टर्स, देन इन जितने भी सेक्शंस हैं उनकी हेडिंग्स लर्न कीजिए पहले, क्योंकि ऑल सेक्शंस तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि कोई ऐसा है जो सारे सेक्शंस याद कर सकता है. ठीक है, यू कैन नॉट, यू आर ह्यूमन, यू कैन नॉट लर्न 5-11 सेक्शंस.
Right. Okay. So I see another interesting question, which comes from Kriti. What will be the highest post of judge if I'm going there by passing judicial examination?
It's Honorable Chief Justice of India. It is the highest post for a judge.
Right. And I think I got another one or two questions. Tanishka wants to know, sir, how can we directly go for a Supreme Court judge?
You can be directly appointed by the President of India, but you have to do practice in High Court or Supreme Court for at least 10 years, if I'm not wrong.
Right. I'd like to take, sir, another question from Priyanshi. Sir, can we prepare for UPSC and judiciary exams together?
Both have different approach. Both states, both exams have different approach. Yes, you can prepare. I'm not, मतलब मैं ऐसा नहीं बोल सकता कि आप नहीं प्रिपेयर कर सकते. If you are, if you have confidence, you can prepare for both. But I suggest you कि एक कहावत है ना कि एक नाव में ही पैर रखना चाहिए, तो आपको एक चूज करना चाहिए. Yes, you can prepare if you have courage and time as well. If you have time, because these exams like ये स्क्वीज कर देते हैं आपके माइंड को, तो आपको थोड़ा सा इसके लिए लेके चलना पड़ेगा. अगर आपके पास टाइम है तो आप कर सकते हैं बिल्कुल, बट सजेशन यही रहेगा कि आपको नहीं करना चाहिए, बोथ के लिए नहीं करना चाहिए.
Right. Okay. Coming to some other questions. So, you did mention that college time is ideal, like the good time to start studying, and there
Yes.
should be. So, sir, is there any particular time that you suggest, this is the best time, and ideally students should start preparing from this time if they want to sit for this exam?
If you are a sincere student, then you can prepare from the very first semester of your LLB or BLLB. But if you want to like थोड़े से जिंदगी के मजे करने हैं अगर, तो start preparing from your second year.
So, sir, coming back to you, how was your overall experience when you were sitting for the exams and you studied law? How was your overall experience, and how did you tackle and manage everything?
I was very bad student. I have one story, like जो मेरे कॉलेज के जो डायरेक्टर्स थे, जो डायरेक्टर सर थे, इज वेरी गुड टीचर एंड आई कैन से वेरी गुड मैन. आई एम नॉट मेंशनिंग हिज नेम. He always used to say me, Sunil, cut your hairs and आपने बटन बंद करो, like. And but अगर मैं एग्जाम्स की बात करूं तो एग्जाम में I was good but not in initials, and don't get like I can say परेशान नहीं होना है. ठीक है, इनिशियल्स में लॉ में ये बहुत ही अलग चीज है. परेशान होते हैं स्टूडेंट्स. ठीक है, इनिशियल्स में आपको परेशानी होगी, बट जैसे जैसे आपके सेमेस्टर आगे जाते जाएंगे आपको लॉ समझ में आता रहेगा, आपके नंबर्स भी इंक्रीज होते रहेंगे सेमेस्टर वाइज.
So I think that really helps them to knowing about your experience, because I could see a lot of students here who are mentioning that they started feeling a bit depressed. They were worried they couldn't crack exams, or they were very pressurized from family. So for those students, what would be your suggestion to tackle this pressure?
Look, if you are getting depressed while you are preparing for an exam, it's normal. It's normal. Don't get nervous. Everyone who is now, I can say, even if I'm not wrong, even a sitting judge, or somehow they also get nervous while writing any judgment. वो भी नर्वस होते हैं. एंड यू आर जस्ट ए स्टूडेंट. क्यों डरना है? आपने जो रास्ता चूज किया है अपने लिए वो एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी है. ओके, तो उसके लिए जो आपको मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी वो भी एक्स्ट्रा ऑर्डिनरी ही करनी पड़ेगी. तो नर्वस नहीं होना है. टाइम टेकिंग है ये मैं कह सकता हूं, बट हाँ सक्सेस जरूर मिलती है. ठीक है, इसमें कोई भी मैं बोलूं कि अगर कोई दो राय है इसमें कि तो नहीं है. ठीक है, आपको सक्सेस मिलेगी, बट हाँ आपको मेहनत बहुत करनी पड़ेगी. बिकॉज इट्स लाइक जुडिशियल सर्विसेज एग्जाम इज लाइक अ डिमांडिंग गर्लफ्रेंड और बहुत आपसे मेहनत, हार्ड वर्क एंड स्मार्ट वर्क एज वेल डिमांड करता है आपसे. बट उसके बाद आपको आई कैन से one of the most or the most respectful job in India, because आपको भगवान के साथ कंपेयर किया जाता है. और भगवान को तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि डिप्रेस होने का कोई मुझे लगता नहीं है कि डिप्रेस भगवान होते होंगे कभी. हाँ ये है कि भगवान बनने की राह में डिप्रेस आप हो सकते हो, बट जब आप भगवान हो तो आपको डिप्रेस होने का राइट नहीं है.
Right. Thank you, sir, for that motivational words. Sir, also, I see another very interesting question related to what you have mentioned. Which is the most respected and aspiring job, IAS or civil judge?
It's a tricky question. It's a tricky question. Both, look, IAS is from executive branch, and judiciary is a separate branch, and both have their own values. तो इन दोनों जॉब्स के बीच में कंपैरिजन नहीं हो सकता है. दोनों ही अगर मैं बोलूं तो आर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन हैज 3 पिलर्स. वन इज लेजिस्लेचर, मिनिस्टर्स, MLAs, MPs, एंड देन एग्जीक्यूटिव, जहां पे कि आपके IAS जितने भी आप बोल सकते हैं, लाइक इवन आवर प्रेसिडेंट इज आल्सो कम्स अंडर एग्जीक्यूटिव. देन जुडिशरी. So both have their own values. You cannot compare between them. You cannot compare. Both have their own values.
Right. I like to take, sir, some more questions that I could see here. Sir, another very interesting question is, for preparing for this particular exam, is coaching necessary or self-study is something that you would recommend?
Look, I'm a teacher at academy. ओके, तो मैं ऐसे तो ये होगा कि मैं अपना नुकसान कर रहा हूँ, बट you can prepare without getting into any coaching institution. But I want to give one example. Look, if you want to go somewhere, if you want to go somewhere, आप जाइए और रास्ते में सबसे ना पूछिए कि मुझे यहाँ जाना है, रास्ता बताइए. ओके, एंड देन एक आपके पास रास्ता आता है कि आपने एक ऑप्शन उठाया, आपने फोन में गूगल मैप्स ऑन किया, डेस्टिनेशन डाली, ही विल टेल यू where to right, where take left. Okay, but yes, Google will charge your time and the data pack. Okay, so yes, you can crack without getting into coaching institution, but it will take time, because in coaching institution you not only get knowledge, और I can say कि सिर्फ पढ़ाया नहीं जाता, आपको वहां गाइडेंस मिलती है. And what is all about judicial system, judiciary exam, judicial services exam, it's guidance. अगर आपको गाइडेंस मिलती रहेगी तो आपका समय कम लगेगा. आई कैन से कि अगर आपको एक महीना, ठीक है, आई एम जस्ट टेकिंग वन एग्जांपल, अगर आपको एक महीना लगता है, ठीक है, कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूशन के थ्रू, तो आपको वो 1.5 से 2 महीना 3 महीना लगेगा अगर आप खुद से करेंगे तो, क्योंकि आपको अलग अलग जाके ना रिसर्च करनी पड़ेगी. ठीक है, यस, यू कैन क्रैक एग्जाम जुडिशियल सर्विसेज विदाउट गेटिंग इनटू एनी कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूशन, बट आई एम अ टीचर. घोड़ा घास से हरी करेगा तो कहाँ जाएगा.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir, for that answer. All right. I like to take another question that I could see here from Harsh. Okay. He says, if I'm pursuing pol science honors, that is political science honors in college, and I want to go into judiciary, so how to start? Like, should I go for LLB and then what after that, sir?
Yes, first, if you, I think pol science honors is an undergraduate program. Then you have to prepare for CLAT. And if you don't want to prepare for CLAT, just get into any college, okay, which is recognized from UGC. Okay, आप LLB कीजिए वहां से, and then you can be eligible for the Judicial Services Examination. But first you have to be a lawyer, advocate, general sense. LLB and or BLLB is must to be a judge.
Right, sir. Sir, I'm taking another question from Shubhangi. To become judge, should we go for PCSJ or 7-year practice?
It depends. It depends what is your goal. If you want to get into judicial services in your earlier stage, okay, in your earlier stage, so go for a civil judge junior division. And if you have time, because there is a criteria, 7 years experience is not enough. You have to be 35 years old. Okay, the minimum age criteria, which is 35 years. Okay, पहले आप 35 साल के होइए, then आप eligible होते हैं एग्जाम देने के लिए. Okay, और जब आप, yes, हाँ, there is one more way. First, become civil judge junior division. Okay, then after some time, I can say, मेरे को वर्ड नहीं मिल रहा है, ये आप कह सकते हैं कि जब आप एग्जाम्स होते हैं जुडिशरी में जो कि सिर्फ और सिर्फ जजेस के लिए होते हैं. ओके, सिर्फ जजेस के लिए ही होते हैं, जो कुछ टाइम के एक्सपीरियंस के बाद आपको मिल जाता है और आप डायरेक्ट हायर जुडिशियल सर्विसेज के लिए जो है अपीयर कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, तो ये एक है कि आपके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है हाउ मच टाइम यू हैव. इफ यू हैव टाइम कि आप 35 साल तक एज का वेट कर सकते हैं, तो श्योर यू कैन गो, बिकॉज हायर जुडिशियल सर्विसेज में आपको पोस्ट जो है वो डायरेक्टली एडिशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट जज की मिलती है.
Right. Thank you, sir, for that answer. Okay, so I see another question for Shraddha. From Shraddha. Okay. So is it possible and even practical to do LLB and prepare for judicial services at once?
Yes. Yes. If you are doing LLB and preparing for judicial services, you can do both. You can do both simultaneously. Okay, it's not impossible. It is possible, but it will take your time and hard work, and when you combine both, you will be a judge very soon.
Right. Sir, would you like to suggest them few institutes or colleges or universities that are ideal for these type of exams, or where they can take up law and study ahead and prepare for judicial exams?
Universities, look, I don't think कि कोई यूनिवर्सिटी है जो आपको जुडिशियल सर्विसेज के लिए प्रिपेयर कराती है. ओके, देयर आर सम इंस्टीट्यूशंस लाइक कि इफ आई कैन से, मैंने जहां से एलएलबी की है, ओके, जहां से मैंने एलएलबी की है, वहां पे फॉर अ टाइम बीइंग जुडिशियल सर्विसेज के लिए प्रिपरेशन स्टार्ट हुई थी. बट अब आई कांट से कि कोई कॉलेज, इंस्टीट्यूशन या फिर यूनिवर्सिटी आपको जुडिशियल सर्विसेज के लिए प्रिपेयर कराएगी. नो.
Right. Thank you, sir, for that answer. All right. I'd like to. Okay. So Tarun has a question about Sir Rajasthan Judicial Services. If you could help with that. Yes, sir. If you could help him with judicial services for Rajasthan. If he wants to prepare from Rajasthan, sir, what exactly does he need to do?
राजस्थान, आई हैव मेंशन्ड अर्लियर कि राजस्थान जो है वो हिंदी स्पोकन स्टेट है. ओके, तो अगर आपको हिंदी इंग्लिश आती है अच्छे से, ठीक है, तो आप राजस्थान जुडिशियल सर्विसेज के लिए प्रिपेयर कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, आपको एलएलबी फाइनल ईयर में अगर आप हैं तो आप एग्जाम के लिए अपीयर हो सकते हैं. ठीक है. हाँ, सिलेबस में आपको थोड़ा सा वहां पे ट्रिकी है. मैं बोल सकता हूँ कि हिंदी और इंग्लिश आपको बहुत अच्छे से आना चाहिए फॉर प्रीलिम्स एंड मेंस बोथ. ठीक है, क्योंकि आउट ऑफ 100 प्रीलिम्स में, आउट ऑफ 100 30 मार्क्स का जो है वो हिंदी आता है और इंग्लिश बोथ, मतलब 15-15. ठीक है, 30 मार्क्स का आता है, और सिलेक्शन जो होता है वो हिंदी और इंग्लिश पे होता है, क्योंकि लॉ सब जो है, लॉ सबको आता है. ठीक है, बट अगर मैं बोलूं कि सिलेक्शन कहाँ होता है, तो सिलेक्शन जो है वो आपका हिंदी और इंग्लिश पे होता है फॉर प्रीलिम्स. ठीक है, एंड राजस्थान के लिए कुछ भी, वन टिप, आई वांट टू गिव वन टिप, कि राजस्थान के लिए कुछ भी इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है. राजस्थान जुडिशियल सर्विसेज में कहीं से भी आता है और कुछ भी आता है. ठीक है, कोई भी सेक्शन आपके लिए इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है और कोई भी सेक्शन आप छोड़ नहीं सकते. ठीक है, एंड लाइक वन मोर थिंग, आपको जजमेंट राइटिंग जो है वो आनी चाहिए. ठीक है, आप उसके लिए आपको प्रिपेयर करना पड़ेगा राजस्थान जुडिशियल सर्विसेज के लिए.
Right, sir. Sir, since you mentioned about the entire exam thing, sir, like while answering the exam, when the students are there sitting in the exam hall and the question paper is there, how should they prepare themselves? Rather, I would say, what timing should they give for each section in that question paper so that they're able to answer the entire paper and in time?
It's a, I can say it's a very क्वेश्चन के बारे में मैं ये बोल सकता हूँ कि थोड़ा सा ना ऐसा क्वेश्चन है जो कई बार रिपीटेड है. ठीक है, जो अभी आपने पूछा थोड़ा सा रिपीटेड क्वेश्चन है, और मैं इसके लिए आपको बोलूंगा कि फर्स्ट मॉक टेस्ट जो है वो हर मोस्टली, इफ आई कैन से, एमपी, ठीक है, मध्य प्रदेश, तो मध्य प्रदेश हाई कोर्ट की वेबसाइट पे आपको मॉक टेस्ट अवेलेबल होते हैं. वहां पे जाके मॉक टेस्ट आप दीजिए. ठीक है, बट हाँ, आपको एग्जाम प्रेशर फील करना होता है. ठीक है, एग्जाम प्रेशर फील करना होता है, तो एग्जाम प्रेशर फील करने के लिए आप अपने साथ स्टॉप वॉच लेके बैठ सकते हैं. ठीक है, स्टॉप वॉच लेके बैठिए और आंसर जो है वो उस हिसाब से दीजिए कि भाई आपको जितना टाइम आपने मेंशन किया हुआ इतने टाइम में आपको आंसर करना है, जिससे कि आप एग्जाम प्रेशर फील कर सके फर्स्ट. एंड अब आते हैं मेंस पे. ठीक है, मेंस के लिए तो देखो, मेंस के लिए कोई स्ट्रेट जैकेट फॉर्मूला है ही नहीं, आज तक नहीं बना. मेंस के लिए एक ही फॉर्मूला है, डेली आपको क्वेश्चन आंसर लिखने होंगे. डेली आपको क्वेश्चन आंसर लिखने होंगे, और अगर आपके कोई टीचर हैं या आपके कोई मेंटोर हैं तो आपको उनको वो चेक कराना होता है कि अपने क्वेश्चंस मैंने कैसा लिखा है. ठीक है, एंड इफ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इंटरव्यू, so no one can tell you कि आपसे इंटरव्यू में क्या पूछेंगे, ठीक है, बट यस वो आपसे लॉ जो है वो आपको बहुत अच्छे से आना चाहिए। बट हाँ ये है कि वहां पे अगर मैं इंटरव्यू की बात करूं, ठीक है, जब हम प्रीलिम्स से मेंस आते हैं, मेंस के बाद जब आपका इंटरव्यू होता है, देखिए प्रीलिम्स के जो आपके नंबर होते हैं, प्रीलिम्स सिर्फ और सिर्फ क्वालिफाइंग होता है, ठीक है, प्रीलिम्स सिर्फ और सिर्फ क्वालिफाइंग होता है, तो प्रीलिम्स में इतना कुछ नहीं होता है, आप सिर्फ क्वालिफाई करो। मेंस में आपको स्कोर करना होता है, क्योंकि मेंस के अंदर आप जितना स्कोर करोगे, आई कैन से कि इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, ठीक है, तो इंटरव्यू भी इतना मैटर नहीं करता है, ठीक है, आपका मेंस जो है आपका वो सबसे ज्यादा मैटर करता है। अगर आपने मेंस में बहुत अच्छा स्कोर कर लिया है, देन आपको इंटरव्यू में अगर वो क्वालिफाइंग मार्क्स भी दे देंगे तो आप टॉप भी कर सकते हैं, इवन क्वालिफाइंग मार्क्स पे भी आप टॉप कर सकते हैं, ठीक है। और इंटरव्यू में तो ये है कि आप अपने लॉज पे अच्छे से जो है प्रिपेयर कीजिए, अपना ड्रेसिंग सेंस थोड़ा सा अच्छा कीजिए फॉर इंटरव्यू, एंड प्रिपेयर रहिए उस चीज के लिए कि इंटरव्यू में वो आपसे कुछ भी पूछ सकते हैं। और करंट अफेयर्स पे ध्यान दीजिए, सुप्रीम कोर्ट्स के जो लेटेस्ट जजमेंट है, या फिर जिस स्टेट के लिए आप जा रहे हैं, कंसर्न हाई कोर्ट जो स्टेट के हैं, उनके आप कुछ रिसेंट जजमेंट को जरूर ध्यान में रख के जाइए।
Right, sir. So I have got a question here. The student hasn't mentioned his name, but he comes from Madhya Pradesh, Katni, near Jabalpur. And the question that he posted, he seems to be in a lot of pressure and problem from his family side also. So I'll just explain what exactly he wants to know. So he wasn't allowed for law, and then he got admitted to PCB. And after 12, he was pushed to do NEET, but he always wanted to make a career in law. So now he has got the permission from his family to do law after a long struggle. And he's currently 21 years old and he has already dropped a year. So he is depressed because only 2 months is left for CLAT exam and he wants to get into an NLU in Madhya Pradesh. So he's very much depressed and disturbed regarding his career because he's not understanding currently what he should do. So he needs some guidance from you, sir, if you could help and guide him.
Uh, if he is, if he is not graduate, right? He is not
No, sir,
graduate,
he's
right?
21 years old right now.
He is not graduate. So I can suggest कि आप पहले, ठीक है, आप कोशिश करो 2 महीने के अंदर क्लैट क्लियर करना। मैं बोल सकता हूँ, देखो इम्पॉसिबल नहीं है, बट टफ है थोड़ा सा। आप श्योरली, हाँ, प्रिपेयर फॉर क्लैट, ओके, प्रिपेयर फॉर क्लैट, बट डोंट गेट इनटू इट कि ये नहीं हुआ तो मैं कहीं नहीं करूंगा। किसी भी यूनिवर्सिटी में आप अपना, आपका एम है जज बनने का, ओके, यू वांट टू बी अ जज, एंड वहां पे मैटर नहीं करता कि आपने एनएलयू से किया है या आपने किसी और यूनिवर्सिटी से किया है, ओके। तो मैं ये सजेस्ट करता हूँ कि आप क्लैट के लिए प्रिपेयर करो, ओके, एंड अगर आपका क्लैट निकल जाता है तो मेरी वेल विशेष है आपके साथ, और अगर क्लैट नहीं होता है आपका तो टाइम मत खराब करना अपना, ओके, डोंट वेस्ट योर टाइम एंड गेट एडमिशन इनटू एनी ऑफ द कॉलेज, एनी यूनिवर्सिटी, ओके, जहां पे कि आपको एडमिशन मिलता है। आप एलएलबी, आपकी बीएलएलबी होगी, ओके, बीएलएलबी होगी, आप अपनी बीएलएलबी या बीकॉम एलएलबी, बीबीएलएलबी जो भी अवेलेबल हो वो कीजिए, एंड देन गेट इनटू जुडिशियल सर्विसेज, एंड डोंट गेट नर्वस, टाइम इज जस्ट अ नंबर, ओके, you can
Right.
prepare for CLAT in 2 months, but get good advice from your mentor and don't get depressed, okay, it's not impossible. Even if you want to be a judge, you can prepare for judicial services in just 2 months, okay, but it depends all upon your like कि तुम कितनी मेहनत कर सकते हो, how much consistent you are with your like aim or your studies, how much consistent you are with your studies.
Right. Thank you, sir, for that guide. And I hope we do not know his name, but I hope this answers and helps you and shows you some light what you need to do ahead. So we wish all the best and please do not be depressed. That is what we can wish for you. So I hope this helps you a lot.
If he,
Yes, sir.
if he is depressed, okay, uh, I think you can provide my email ID. Okay, I will
Sure, sir. I'll help him connect
I
you.
will help him.
Definitely, sir. Thank you, sir, for that. I'll definitely help him out. All right, sir. I'll take another question from Shubham here. He wants to know what is the strategy for JMFC for BALLB aspirants, and he wants to know how exactly can he prepare for that.
JMFC, I didn't get what is about
That is what he has
JMFC.
mentioned regularly over here. So, Shubham, if you're
Judicial
here,
Magistrate First Class.
yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay, okay. JMFC. Okay, can you please repeat once again?
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. He wants to know the strategy for JMFC for BALLB aspirants.
Okay, JMFC is a post. Okay, JMFC is not a direct appointment. Okay, you have to first give exam of civil judge junior division. Okay, then they will give you promotion or appoint you as a judicial magistrate first class. Okay, if you can give me just 1 minute.
Not a worry. All right. I think that answers your question. Okay, I'll be taking some more questions from here as we are like towards the end. I'll take few more questions that I could see here. Okay. We'll be sharing a lot of links here in chat section also, so please don't worry. If anyhow you have missed it, we'll share all the links here. Okay, so I'll just move to the next question, which is from Mansi. So she wants to know, I'm currently pursuing BLLB first semester. So what is the right time to start proper preparation for this exam?
You can start now. I can say you can start now. But if you like जिंदगी के मजे लेने हैं तो अभी 1 साल ले लो, ठीक है? But if you are a sincere student, start from today. Okay, it's my suggestion. Start from today. There is no perfect time. Okay, you have to make perfect. You have to make perfect. And if you want to be a judge, prepare from today. Start now.
Right. Thank you, sir.
Right time. There
yes,
is
sir.
no right time. Okay, right time कि आप जज बनने वाले हैं. लॉ स्टूडेंट्स के लिए डेफिनेशन कभी भी ऐसी नहीं होती कि स्ट्रेट डेफिनेशन है. राइट टाइम की कोई डेफिनेशन नहीं है. ओके, तो राइट टाइम यही है कि आपको जब लगता है कि आपको जज बनना है, डिसाइड योरसेल्फ. ठीक है, डिसाइड योरसेल्फ. इफ यू वांट टू बी अ जज by the end of your LLB or BLLB, then prepare from today.
Okay, so I'll just quickly take a few last questions before we wrap up the session. So this question is coming, it's a common question that I could see here from Malikunesa Hassan. So do we have to give AIBE before judiciary?
No, there is no requirement of AIBE, but yes, some states demands your enrollment number in the state bar council. So yes, you have to get into AIBE, but for generally I can say AIB is not necessary to become a judge. AIBE is for become an advocate. Okay, because after giving AIBE, okay, you are enrolled as an advocate. Okay, enrolled तो खैर आप पहले ही हो जाते हो, but you are eligible to represent someone in court. AIB is not necessary. Generally AIB is not necessary.
Right, sir. So I'll take this another question from Munazza Sheikh. Sir, I have given MHCET examination for LLB. MHCET.
MHCET. I'm not aware about MH.
I think it should be MHTCET examination.
MHTC.
Sir, that is, I think, for Maharashtra. MHTCET.
Okay, MH for Maharashtra, but I'm not about what is TC.
Common entrance test, sir. CET.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So I think he has given that for LLB 3 years, and his score is 69. So he is just confused that will he not get admission in the college? So if you can help him how to crack it.
He's not getting admission in any college after
Yes,
having 69th rank.
469.
Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. ये ना मिथ है कि आपको एनएलयूज में जाना है एंड गवर्नमेंट कॉलेजेस से आपको कोई एज मिलता है. Some myth. If you want to be a judge, just start preparing from any university. Just get a LLB degree from any university and prepare for judicial services. It doesn't matter. Even I can say कि even मेरे को नहीं लगता कि अगर हाई कोर्ट के जो हमारे ऑनरेबल जो जजेस होते हैं या फिर जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जो जजेस होते हैं, या फिर अगर मैं बताऊं तो ऐसा नहीं है कि सब एनएलयूज से. ठीक है, बहुत सारी यूनिवर्सिटीज है. ये मिथ है. ठीक है, ये पेरेंट्स का बर्डन होता है बच्चों के ऊपर कि आपको ऐसा करना ही है, गवर्नमेंट इंस्टीट्यूशन में ही जाना है, गवर्नमेंट इंस्टीट्यूशन में ही जाना है. और अगर मैं बोलूं तो आई एम नॉट डाउनग्रेडिंग anyone, okay, but you can prepare from any university. If any university giving you a law degree, go with it and prepare. Start yourself.
So I think that very well answers, and we are towards the end of our session. And before we end the session, we did try to take a lot of questions, but I know a lot of questions have remained unanswered. So I would like to share a link with all of you here in the chat section, which is open for you all. If your queries remain unanswered, you can always put in your queries here, and our experts and panelists will be there to help you and to guide you regarding the exams. And also, if you have missed out this video by anyhow, the entire video will be available to you on our official YouTube channel. So please do subscribe our YouTube channel. You will get the entire video there, and you can get the entire session out there. So no need to worry. And also, students, I think you could see a feedback poll on your screen right now. So I would request all of you, please fill in the feedback poll, because this is very important for us to get your feedback, and your feedback helps us to improvise. And sir, lastly, thank you so much for all those motivational words. I think you have really guided and motivated a lot of students. And this exam, especially, they have got so much of information. I could see that clearly in chat. They were very happy with the kind of answers they have got and the all information you have provided. So lastly, what would be your advice to all the aspiring students?
My advice to all the students is I have two advice.
Yes, sir.
Start preparing from now. Okay, from today. This is my one advice. And my second advice, just whatever you are reading in law, just write it. Okay, जितना लिखोगे उतना जल्दी आप जज बनोगे. But write relevant. Okay, relevant, not unnecessary कि movies का नाम लिख रहे हो. Okay, relevant. Okay, only relevant things.
Right. I think that quite well ends the entire session, and it's a wrap up on this session. And I hope this session was useful to all of you, and we could help you solve your doubts and queries. But we'll definitely plan some more sessions in future and help you guide further. And yes, Anant, we will share all the details. You can always connect with us after the session, please. So we'll help you with that also. Thank you, sir, for joining us, and thank you all the students for joining us here.
Thank you.